We're live.
Blast off. All right. You got it.
Yeah?
Okay. So today we're with Rocky Castro. How you doing, man?
Hi, I'm Rocky.
Yeah.
Rocky?
We've been looking forward to having you on for quite some time, but basically, just go ahead and tell everybody who you are and why we want you on here.
Well, my name's Rocky. I am 33 years old. I'm physically disabled. I've been born this way. Well, born this way. It's all my life. 33 years of my life been in a wheelchair.
Hold on. All 33 years?
All 33.
Because you still look like a baby with a beard.
You're so sweet.
Dude.
Yeah, threw me off with the beard.
Really?
Yeah, I'm gonna say, dude, you look old.
Thanks. Wow.
You look like a 33-month-old. That's what he's trying to say.
Oh, okay. Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Anyway, go ahead. Tell your story.
Well, what is it? That's my story. Born and raised, same area, lived with a disability. Not sure what you're.
Well, what kind of disability are you?
Okay. Well, to be honest, that's the thing. I don't really know still. I'm still not yet fully diagnosed. I was originally diagnosed with arthrogryposis, which is a form of a muscle and joint disorder. So I would have to say until I was about 17, 18 years old, I was told that I was diagnosed with this form of arthrogryposis. It was such an obscure disability, never fit into any of the quote-unquote name brand, I hate to say it that way, but the name brand disabilities like MD or, where there's assistance. Unfortunately, I never really got much assistance as a child because I was never really in that quote-unquote pocket of a certain disability, and I never really wasn't sure what I had besides just knowing I have a muscular and joint disorder.
Yeah, so and then eventually you had another type of diagnosis. You kept getting those labels, right?
Yeah, so yeah. Continue on with the labels. So what really brought that about was with the disability with arthrogryposis, you're supposed to get progressively better. So I've been in physical therapy throughout my life. Young child, and then even growing up. I think the last time I've done therapy was about 2 years ago. So
Hey. Did we break you? Is that what happened? Is that why you're not coming back?
No, just life got busy. I got a job, and unfortunately, that was one of the things that kind of had to be put on the side plate. And then Corona hit. That was another thing.
You're right.
But we'll get on that. So that's a whole other subject.
No, we want to go down that rabbit hole because, but first, when we first started working together.
Yes.
When we first started working together, that's how we became, introduced, as well as, him over there. And I thought you fit the bill more for SMA.
And that's what many have said. But I went in and did that test, and it was negative.
Exactly.
Ooh.
Yeah, you're just a mystery, man.
I swear, I say I'm an alien sometimes. Not like I'm from another country or anything, but I'm from another planet or something.
You're like a mystery baby with a beard kind of alien,
I know. Okay.
Okay.
Mystery baby.
I love you. Don't worry about it. We all love you.
No, I just know it's just a weird way to put it. But yeah. No, but yeah, I don't know, and I probably could go for more testing. But my to be honest, at my thought at this point, maybe I go get testing. We could find out what's going on, and maybe there's something out there that can help me.
Well, when we first talked about SMA, I remember you said, "Yeah, I really don't care."
Don't. Yeah. I mean, I've again, that whole 33 years now, you kind of, after a while, you kind of get accustomed, you kind of get used to. I mean, I guess if something came around and it was like, ta-da, you can walk again or something like that, that would be great. But I guess my thing is I don't want to have to go through the testing and the poking and the prodding because I've had enough of that. I've gone through 25 plus surgeries throughout my life, have had enough surgeries, enough needles, enough. So at this point, I like if I have to continue to go through that to find out what that diagnosis is, to me at this point, it's not worth it.
Right.
But I could be wrong.
Well, but in context though, that label really doesn't change who you are anyway.
It
right?
doesn't. It doesn't.
Yeah.
And the only way that it would benefit me is if there, for some reason, some way, there was a miracle pill, miracle drug, or some sort of therapeutic or something that would make it easier for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I've yet to find that. And yes, I know there's more with science and medical. It's always growing. And who knows? It could be something in the future. And who knows, maybe it could be some other sort of disability or some form of SMA that has some weird quirk that doesn't pop up in some tests. Who knows?
Yeah.
We're finding weird shit
No,
all
you
the time.
can swear. Go
That's
for the
right,
gold,
I forget. Yeah.
yeah. You can say shit,
Yeah.
We're not censored. But
So
no.
we find weird shit all the time.
Yeah, and like you said though, but if you had the magic pill, if you had genetic therapy, which is what they're rolling out, right?
Yeah.
I want to get that one guy on. I want to try to reach out to him. But
Yeah.
anyway, and it could change you and make you go from Rocky Castro to
like Rocky Balboa.
Rocky Balboa. Is that what you want to be?
Yeah. Adrian.
Yeah. I thought you would
drink.
want. Yeah, go ahead, man. I thought you would rather have look like Mario Lopez.
I mean, I'm not picky. I just, get up and, run and, I'd like to go skateboarding. That's my sport of choice was always skateboarding as a kid. I always loved watching X Games and stuff like that. So skateboarding. I was always a big X gamer. I loved skateboarding, snowboarding, BMXing.
That's the first time you said that. I wish you would have told me that when we were in clinic, because I would have figured out how to rig your ass to skateboard.
Really?
I've got 2 skateboards here at the house.
We can do it tonight.
I've got.
Oh God, no, we're not.
The driveway is built on a slant.
Yeah.
We can rig a ramp, right?
Yeah.
So if you don't see me again, ladies and gentlemen, I am probably in a ditch somewhere. No, I'm kidding.
It would probably be in our ditch.
Yes.
Or the neighbor's ditch.
Yes, it's all good. No,
somebody would eventually come by.
Fine, me, we're good. No, no, but I do. I've always and I like to watch I like watching the guys who get in the manual chairs and go on the half pipes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I thought that was awesome. I personally don't think I'd ever actually do that. Broken too many bones. I'm good.
What are the hot pipes? I don't know.
Half pipe.
Oh, half pipe.
Half
Okay.
pipe. Sorry.
Half
I don't think I've seen that.
You've never seen that?
I feel like I have, but
Yeah,
I can't say
they'll go. They'll strap them. I've seen people strap themselves into those high speed manual chairs and then drop down into a half pipe and start doing tricks and stuff like that. I'm like, okay.
Hey, listen, man, we're functional therapists all day long. You want me to strap you to a rocket? I'll strap you to a fucking rocket.
Yeah. No, I'm good.
No, you're good.
I'm good.
Yeah, so the idea of strapping yourself to the wheelchair and doing the half pipe.
Maybe,
cool.
but a rocket, no.
But surgery, maybe not.
Well, yeah, no.
Well, I was wondering. We haven't seen each other in quite some time. Your life did get pretty busy, though. I mean, you're a working man now.
I am working. Well, we hadn't talked for a while. I went off for law school. Still working on finishing that. Got about another year and a half of law school.
Yeah, I need you to stick around my circle of friends because we need legal protection.
Yes. Legal protection?
Legal protection. Or
just
advice.
Advice. There you go.
Advice.
Legal advice. We don't want protection because then it sounds illegal. We don't want no legal is going on. We're good.
Yeah. It's kind of like tax evasion versus tax avoidance.
Yeah, basically.
Either way, we're looking for legal representation.
Yeah. Give me another year and a half, then I got to do the whole bar thing. I'm not looking forward to that hell.
Speak about that though, because you had lived with your parents for the longest time, right? Before law school?
Yeah. Well, yes.
You broke away.
Yes.
And you were independent.
Yes.
And you started partying.
No, there was some partying.
Hanging out with the unsavory crowd.
Me, never.
Getting a black cat, all that kind of stuff.
I'm an angel. How dare you blaspheme my name.
Anybody that says they're an angel, they're doing something wrong. Talk about it. Spill the beans.
It was just a lot of fun. Law school was a mixture of stress and a lot of fun. We drank a lot. There's a whole lot of drinking in law school.
Attorneys drinking?
No.
Come on. No.
Who does that?
Yeah.
I mean, personally, I don't know about everyone else, but we kind of had to turn. For me, I turned my studying into games half the time because, like, especially when it was something that I didn't have to study, focus hard. Like when it's a topic that I'm screwed in, I need to focus on. We focus hard, but like it was a fun topic, like this is gonna sound stupid, but like something basic like tort law or something for us sounds stupid for everyone else, but tort law, something harm from one individual to another, we would start making a drinking game out of it. Okay, yes, we'd start reading through our books, and if certain legal terms pop up, take a shot, or because we'd have to make it interesting after a while. So we would do that, and then what do we do after studying? We'd have drinking parties and play card games that dealt with drinking.
The funny thing is that profession's not alone. If you, I had a lot of friends in medical school, and I thought about medical school myself, and it was the same thing.
Yep.
What better way to learn to have a trivia game where it's based on a drinking game as well?
Yes.
And then afterwards, you got to burn off some steam because you're kind of worn out from studying, so you go drink some more.
And you go drink some more.
Or you smoke a little bit.
You smoke a little
bit. And then
bit.
you do a banana IV is what they used to call it back in the day.
What's a banana IV?
You would set yourself up with an IV so you could like dump a bunch of electrolytes into your bloodstream, help yourself recover from the hangover. So that way you're available the next day for studying or school.
See, that's why we need to have some medical people to hang out with us lawyers, because we don't got those banana IVs. You know,
can't go wrong, right?
But yeah, that's actually a med school trick.
It is. I mean, we don't have that. Yeah.
Yeah.
They tell us, okay, we'll go get some Pedialyte and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
well, that works well too. But I mean, I think about that and like, there's a reason why they're probably separated, because I could see the assistance from the legal profession and the assistance from the medical profession.
Oh, that would be crazy.
It would be a lot of fun.
It would be fun. We'd never get any studying done. There would be no more attorneys or doctors, but it'd be a whole lot of fun.
But I tell you, man, when you think about like, women, there's nothing hotter than like a hot attorney with the glasses and her hair pulled up.
Yeah.
For a long day, or a physician with the lab coat with the glasses on. I don't know where I'm going here, but it's usually with glasses and the hair's up.
So now we know what he likes. We know what he likes.
A professional woman.
Yeah.
They boss you around a little bit, and then you have a drink with them.
I like the professional look. It's that glasses where it's like, you know that they're professional, but they got their freaky side too.
Yeah. Well,
it's all about, she's got the glasses. You just want to see her take those glasses off.
Oh.
That's
when you know she's relaxed.
I like it.
Party time.
What about when they tilt those glasses down? Well, let me ask you this: what is the craziest chick you've ever dated or hung out with? What profession? Because you dated some crazy chicks, like certified crazy.
I mean, I don't know that many of the chicks I dated had professions.
I was gonna say they were more like jobs.
Let's see.
They were professionally crazy.
Professionally crazy.
Yes.
One is in human resources with therapists and
well, there you go.
Counseling, but I would say the craziest chicks had no profession.
That makes sense, though. Counseling. That makes sense because people usually do the job in which they tend to have the biggest issues with. Like, people with eating disorders go into dietetics. Okay. People who get injured a lot and see a physical therapist go to physical therapy. People who do illegal things tend to go to law school.
What are you trying to say?
I'm not pointing any fingers at anybody, but
I don't know what you're talking about. I remember we were talking about that whole angel thing. I'm an angel.
Sure.
Where's my freaking halo?
Rocky, where's the craziest chick you've talked to, dated?
Dated? Like her career? There's no career.
It's like crazy, like as far as like the profession. Like what
she worked in sales. Like she worked in sales. Yeah.
Oh, she got around.
Oh, like actually, yeah.
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 That makes sense.
Yeah.
All right. The craziest chick I've ever dated was let me think here, because there's a few. A librarian.
See,
I actually dated a librarian.
I was going to see that because you had that whole like that professional with the glasses. When you mentioned that, I was like, you're thinking of a sexy librarian.
Oh yeah, she was. Yeah, she worked at FSU at the time, and yeah, she was a little batshit crazy, but it was a lot of fun. She didn't have the glasses though. That always bothered me. I wanted her to wear the glasses.
You're like, can you just wear fake glasses for me?
Right, exactly.
Yeah, it just hit me. The craziest girl, she was a server. She worked in bar industry. Bar
Just hit
service
you?
industry. Yeah.
She hit you?
Like,
So,
the craziest
without
one.
it.
The craziest one, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Definitely was that one. I was thinking about, more like longer term relationships. This was maybe 2 months, and I'm like, oh fuck, this bitch is crazy.
I'm
I
out.
need to get out of here.
Deuces.
Yeah.
You're like, I gotta get out.
Yeah.
Alright, did you leave a tip? I'm joking.
Just a tip.
Just a tip.
Just a tip.
There you go. Shout out to Vince Vaughn there, right? Just a tip.
Just a tip.
So, okay, so you're in law school, you're living it up, you're having fun, sounds like.
Yes, and then
What brought you home?
law school is fun, but it's very stressing. I had more hair before law school. Let's just put it that way.
Blame it on that.
Yeah. I would be talking.
You and me both, man.
I was gonna say, med school probably did the same crap to you.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I love law school is great. It's just you gotta have a hide of your own to you have to have tough skin, and it's a lot of stress, it's a lot of work. So there was a lot of good times, but there was a lot of hard times, and that drinking came into it. Unfortunately, it was great for the fun times, but then when I needed something to help me sleep, that drinking came along, and it became more of a crutch than it did a party thing. And for the longest time, it was drinking day, drinking night, drinking day, drinking night, going to class, drinking day, drinking night, So it was bad. It got kind of bad on me, and then for someone who had never done that in my life, it hit my body hard.
Okay.
I was never.
What age did you start?
What, for drinking?
Yeah.
Heavy drinking?
No.
What, just drinking?
I've never heard anybody say, well, I started drinking at this time, but I was light. I started heavy drinking.
Yeah. Yeah.
When did you start drinking?
Drinking, I mean, I guess 18,
right.
17, 18,
Okay.
cruises and stuff like that. Family.
You're a late bloomer.
Well, no, I was never a partier. My thing is, my body's fucked up enough with my disability. I don't need to put more shit into me. Honestly, I don't want, I'd like to live my life, I do want to enjoy life, but I'd like to see a good long portion of that life.
I see.
So, my thing was, I've dealt with enough shit in this body, surgeries, medical issues, that to add that on top of it, I didn't know, and I've seen what it did to other people.
So is that why you went for a year and a half or 2 years?
For what, law school?
Law school, yeah.
I did 3 years up there, but it was I did half time.
Okay.
And then I did summer classes, because I started off full time. My first year I was like, got this, you go in there, you're excited, I did the LSAT, I'm doing good, I got into the school, I got the scholarship, fuck yeah, I'm getting into law school, excited, and you're halfway through the first year and you're like, oh shit, what the fuck did I just do to myself, kind of thing. Because for real, I was like, it was a lot. You're because I did the full load, tried to do what I felt like everyone else. Every other able-bodied individual. And I know I couldn't do that. With my disability, I needed the extra rest. I needed to be able to not only do that, I got to take care of all the other shit that most other people don't have to deal with.
And that's what most people don't realize.
No.
They don't think about all that extra stuff, all that extra time that you have to put into the day just to get yourself ready. Yeah, to get yourself ready, to go to bed, all that extra stuff. So you're I had to have a set schedule. People will laugh and be like, oh, it could be such a square at times. But if I didn't have that set fucking schedule, I'm thrown off for the fucking day. Yeah.
I have to get up, get dressed, brush my teeth, get myself something to eat. But yes, to everyone else, that's a 10, 15 minutes thing. For me, that's a 30 minute to an hour set, because I've got to get up, move my body, get into the chair, move my chair, get my clothes, take my clothes, find a way of getting it on my body. Moving my chair, doing just step by step, but we were able to take that for granted. Just move. To step from from one step to another, to transfer from one location into another location is taken for granted because your mind is so set to doing it. It's muscle memory half the time,
right?
And a lot of it is now for me muscle memory, but it's an extreme muscle memory because I got to this. I got to take this step to go from here to here to then to this to get to what would have taken someone else. I'm going to do this to this.
And as long as it takes you to get ready in the morning,
mm-hmm.
it's not even nearly half as bad as it is other kids
or
other men and women who can't even get up.
Oh no! Yeah,
they've got to clear their lungs. They've got to, get cleaned up. It's a process.
It is.
They're being carried by other people.
Others, yeah.
So they got to rely on them to come and do it in a timely manner, and it takes time.
It does.
It puts on. What would you say? At most, maybe like anywhere from 2 to 4 hours in addition.
Easily.
Yeah.
Easily, it can. It just depends because you don't know what it's. And then it's again going to the variables of the day. What can happen in that day that I need to change up my set, Because it sucks to have to say it there because I have to set my day. But I got to know that for the most part, I got to get here to here,
mm-hmm.
got to do this. And then when you have an animal or a pet, then on top of that, well, I got to make sure I got to take care of their needs too. I want to make sure they're getting out. I got to feed him,
Mm-hmm.
So in the morning for law school, a lot of times it was like, I hate morning classes. Not a morning person. But when you have to get up, I can have to get up.
Yeah.
So morning classes, a lot of times is, alarm goes off, ding, throw clothes on, throw food in, do, get the dog out, get him his walk, get him food, then gotta wait for your ride. That's another thing. Just don't even get me on.
So you waited for transportation?
Oh yes.
You weren't getting to your own car and driving yourself?
Not up there. Up there, unfortunately, at this time, I did not have my license yet.
I see.
So while I was up there, I was relying on the transportation system up there. And again, reliable on certain days, not so reliable on other days. Really,
right? You're relying on other people.
Exactly.
But if you were driving yourself, what people tend to they don't realize for an able-bodied individual, we can just grab the keys, jump in the car, and go. For you, it's you're locking the door, you're going down your ramp, you're getting into your vehicle, you gotta lock yourself in, right? And then you gotta
turn on the vehicle, you gotta upload the vehicle, you gotta it's a computer. You're basically uploading or upbooting a computer every time you turn it on.
But you can drive. That's the cool thing.
Oh yeah. And technology is great, and I love it, and it's great. But yeah, it's a number of steps to get to it. But it's amazing what you can do nowadays.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for you to become half Terminator.
Yeah,
because it's coming.
Yeah, I'm down.
We have a patient in occupational therapy who, due to COVID, unfortunately lost a hand, and they have a mechanical, a computerized hand that's in sync with their nervous system, so they can actually move it. It's the coolest thing.
Yeah.
And eventually, you are going to be, the Puerto Rican Terminator.
I'm down with that.
Zombie
apocalypse come out. I'm all down.
That's right. Oh, I want to get to the zombies for a second because I know you love that. But when you were a kid, and you were dealing with your disability, and you're the older brother.
Yes, I am the older brother.
And there's two of you.
Yes, me and my younger brother.
Mm-hmm. And your parents are awesome.
Yes, I love my parents. I mean, to not only to put up with two boys, but to deal with a son with a disability. Shout out to all parents who have children with disabilities.
Yeah,
because they are. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's taking on the responsibility of another life, but another life that has so much more that they need to take care of and deal with. And at a certain point, most parents can say, "Okay, well, you're 18. You're 18 now. Bye." Unfortunately, not with
your parents aren't that way anyway.
No, they're not. But it's not. That's not something most can do with a disability.
But at the same time, you're pretty independent. Your parents have helped you become an independent, autonomous individual, and I mean, your mom is a queen.
Oh yeah.
Your dad is a real life superhero.
Well, yeah. I mean, he worked. My father worked 4 or 5 jobs when we were young, so that my mom could stay home with us. You know, he worked his ass off just so that mom could stay home to take care of the kids.
Well, I mean, so did she. Because think about all the.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Not to downplay that. That's just another role back at home. I mean, but to show that dad played his role as the hero at work, while mom played that super mom at home.
Yeah.
Because raising kids is hell in its own, but then to have children with a disability, it's another task.
Well, when you were a kid, though, you walked a bit.
I did.
You did. You were in the pool.
I was.
A lot. Were you thriving in the pool?
I love the water.
Yeah.
Water, because it's so freeing. It gives you that sense of being able to move. And I was mobile when I was young. I'm still mobile, but I was a lot more mobile when you're young. You're small and you move a lot faster when you're small.
Yeah.
But I did do walking, but my main transportation in the house is I rolled. Mm-hmm. I literally barrel rolled my whole body throughout the house. So I would take and lay down on the ground, and you'd see me like a little speed devil, spinning around like the Tasmanian devil. And then when you see a corner coming around the wall, I just stop real quick, hit the legs up, pop over the wall, and keep going.
I wonder, my son is kind of like that. He, for people who are listening and they may not know, my son has spinal muscular atrophy. And there's very similar characteristics that Rocky and him share. And that's one of the reasons why we were curious about you with SMA.
Yeah.
And as far as, talking to the physician, which, by the way, the doctor that you dealt with was awesome, right?
Oh, he was a great doctor, and it's nothing. It was just, unfortunately, there's times where you just don't know.
No, exactly.
And it was awesome because he was able to break it down for me and explain to me and make me understand, what may be going on in my body, and it could still be. Who
knows? I'm going to actually ask him if I can interview him. I think he's a great guy, and the guy is so intelligent.
Yes.
I'll talk to you about it.
Yeah, I'm looking at you like I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, pediatric neurologist. He's just great. I don't want to say his name yet until I talk to him. But Chase, he can swim all day and night.
Yeah.
Loves the water. And I'm wondering if he feels the same way you do. It's
the freedom. It is. I can imagine. And I can imagine because it's the buoyancy in the water relieves that weight on the body. So it makes you free for the movement. I am able to dance in the water. I am able to do cheesy karate moves, kung fu moves that every other kid can do in their living room, but I can do it in the water because my body's free in the water.
And you can flip around. And
you can flip around. I can swim. I can.
And it's probably great for your pulmonary system too. You probably have learned and developed your pulmonary system so well, which is probably an asset to you as far as seeing as well.
Yes.
Well, let's go into that in a second. But the thing that scares me as a parent with a child that has a disability is that I see him when he's tired or, just had a rough day. He gets under the ground, he wants to crawl.
Yeah.
Or he'll pick his legs up with his hands, and that really scares me. He picks his legs up and moves them because, his legs are the biggest part of his body. And I'm so scared that he's going to lose that ability to walk.
Yeah.
He can walk, but he prefers to crawl.
Yeah.
A lot of times. And, like you said, that barrel roll. But at the same time, I mean, at least you guys are moving.
Exactly. And you never want to give that up because I still try to move my legs and getting in the water, and with the physical therapy, you had me walking and everything. It's something that has to be so maintained, has to be constant. That it's either unfortunately you have a life,
right,
or you focus on. And I did that a lot when you were younger because life is so much freer when you're younger. You don't have
you didn't have all the obligations.
Responsibilities. I could go to therapy and stuff like that. And I love that. But yeah, definitely. That was something that keep going with him. But yeah, the adaptations,
well, he has no choice with me because I'm working with him.
Of course. And that's a benefit, a huge benefit for him.
But for people in our situation, this is what really pisses me off about the healthcare is that, when we're working with you, we got to think about resources and the frequency and the time and the duration. And really, what's in your best interest is that you had full access, not just some of the time, but all the time, that was able to help you and work with you throughout all of your endeavors at any point in time that was convenient to you. That would have been able to help you maintain or sustain your ability to walk and standing.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And it's a shame that we don't do it. We don't take care of each other. We talk about how important that is, but we don't take care of each other. But anyway.
that's a whole other style of subject.
It's all, we don't need to go
almighty God. But what I was wanting to say really quick in regarding that whole, the walking and your fear, those adaptations are going to be huge for him. Like, for me, like, I thank my parents for, correcting me in ways, but also I appreciate that they let me learn. Because if you don't learn in your own way, you're not going to be able to do it. I can't do what you do in your way, but I can do it in my way.
Yeah.
So without those adaptations, it's going to be harder on him later on when his body's not as flexible, as movable.
I get emotional a little bit, man. Be careful. I am. It's
understandable. It's because it's starting to hit me now.
Yeah.
Like, I'm starting to start feeling those things where, like, I don't have the grip strength that I used to have. I don't have the arm mobility that I used to have. And it's not like it's big things, but it's the little things that you start noticing.
Those are big things.
Well, for someone like me, yeah.
They are. They're huge. And, I mean, you're man. God bless your parents. God bless your brother.
Oh, yeah.
I mean...
Yeah, that's another subject. I mean, being a sibling for someone with a disability, again, it comes with its bonuses and its hardships.
Sure.
I mean, it's awesome to be able to go to any theme park and be like, hey, bro, let's get to the front of the line. Because you get to the wheelchair,
Right. But, I mean, I'm sure,
But, yeah.
Did your brother... Did he treat you... I mean, my son, my two sons... My oldest he's a carrier, but he's not affected.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and so the youngest is the one with SMA. He still treats him like a brother.
Yeah.
But what we have found is that he's very patient, very tolerant. He will care for his brother.
The only reason I laugh is like, my brother's got some patience. He's more protective. My brother's more protective. But go ahead. Sorry.
But at the same time, like it's I don't know how to explain it. It's like they're aggressive with you, but they're still kind of gentle. Yeah. And they understand, right?
Yeah. Well, because they've lived with it.
But they don't treat you any different. That's the awesome part.
Yeah.
It is awesome. And if anything, what I see, well, I always tell the story. I think it's a funny little story. And you've heard it before. Brandon will be standing there, Chase is, standing there. Brandon will turn or walk by and actually nudge him. Just a nudge.
Yeah.
And he falls on his butt. Chase falls right down his butt. And he gets angry. And Brandon's like, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to do it. And he quickly runs away because he knows what's about to happen. And Chase takes this 10 minutes to get up onto his feet. He's upset. He walks over there, or in his words, he runs over there as fast as he can just to push Brandon down the ground.
Yeah.
But Brandon is, muscular and heavy, and just an able-bodied individual. And what happens is Chase falls on his butt again.
Yeah.
And poor Brandon is just looking at him, just trying to say, I'm sorry. And Chase gets even more pissed off, And you feel for him, but at the same time, you can see them, and then Brandon will help him up.
Yeah.
Pick him up onto his feet and tell him how sorry he is. Yeah. Chase will eventually calm down. Next thing you know, they're like holding hands or hugging each other.
Brothers.
Yeah.
It's brothers.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's awesome. I mean, it should be that way. It should not be any different.
No, it isn't.
We're people too. You know what I mean? Exactly. It's just, we have a hardship. It's like someone going from able-bodied and then having a bad accident, and then from that moment on, they're still a person. It's just they got to use a wheelchair to get around, or got to use a walker to get around, or
But now. With medicine, we have genetic therapy.
Yes.
We have genetic medicine that might be able to save every kid at this point.
But yeah.
And we're not using it, and the ones that we are using it, we're pricing it so heavily that families can't afford it, even if they try to go bankrupt. Because I know my wife and I, we would gladly give every possession we could to give Chase a cure.
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing. Most families do.
But you can't. They do. They do it, and even still, they can't get access. And that just irks the shit out of me. That as a society, we can't help the most vulnerable because of greed. Like when the polio virus came out.
Yeah.
Okay, the guy that discovered the polio virus, he didn't patent it. He didn't put a patent on it. Why? Because he said it belonged to the world. Everybody should have the polio virus.
Yeah.
When they came out with penicillin, they sold it for like $1. They sold it so everybody had access.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. Now I might have those stories mixed up. It might be polio for.
And there is and there is a fine line when it comes to that. Yes, I know that people need to make the money, but yes, when it comes to items that are necessary for life.
Well, and that's the worst thing is that these genetic therapies are not expensive.
Really?
Things like CRISPR are not expensive. It's a bacterial DNA. And so it's actually cheap to replicate because you just put it in a petri dish and you replicate the DNA of the bacteria. Or the bacteria itself, and then you take the genetic the gene, and you can implement it or genetically modify it. Exactly, and you just infect somebody. It's not something that's costly. It's not something like the mRNA vaccination for COVID. But it's not like that.
Yeah, but when you say something like that, gene therapy or whatever, to the normal everyday person, that sounds expensive as hell. And
that's what they tell you.
Exactly. But we'll follow along. You say gene therapy. Oh shit, that's in the millions.
It's not.
Exactly.
But those corporations, those pharmaceutical companies want you to think that it's expensive, and they don't. And here's the other thing: pharmaceutical companies are subsidized through taxpayers. Taxpayers pay for the R&D that's done at universities or within pharmaceutical laboratories for pharmaceutical companies to pump out new medicines. So the people that need the medicine, they're paying twice or 3 times for that medication.
Yeah.
Which is, and the problem is just lack of transparency. But this is what upsets me, is that something that is so universally helpful to help our society, that is not expensive to make, is being treated like that, and the access is only provided to those that have money. And that breaks my heart. And before Chase, I probably I cared, but
it's until it affects someone close to you. No, it's true.
Yeah, it's true. Well, no, I mean, it's double as hard because getting to know you and being a good friend with you and seeing what you've gone through. I mean, it's
I mean, it's a constant fight. It's always a struggle, but it makes you a stronger person.
Yeah.
Again, like they say, what don't kill you, it makes you stronger, and it's a true statement, and that's one of the biggest reasons why I want to be an advocate. I've always strived to be an advocate, just to open the eyes of others to just the basics. Hey, talk to me normally. Got questions? Ask. Well, don't assume.
That's the thing I wanted to go to next. So you went away to law school. You were mobile as a kid. You've busted your ass to stay as mobile as you could.
Yes.
Oh, we got to talk. We got to share this, if you don't mind.
Go ahead.
Because you have one of the wildest stories as far as that accident at church.
Oh.
Because not only are you already currently disabled, and you've been maybe possibly misdiagnosed, right?
I've broken plenty of bones, and I've
So explain because a lot of those surgeries came as a result of this. And
no, not really. Just one major one. That was just really one major surgery. No, most of my surgeries, dude. Most of my surgeries, I would have to say, a good 15 plus of my surgeries happen under the age of maybe 18.
Oh wow! Now, do you remember the story?
I know
about his father and him.
I remember the story.
Oh my!
Yeah, because that was the original reason why I came into therapy, right?
Not with me.
No, that's right. That wasn't because I didn't start with you originally. I started with another physical therapist.
Right. You were. Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. They didn't like you, so they gave you to the worst therapist in the clinic.
No, they liked me so much. They're like, okay, well, we'll keep him around. Ray, this guy's kind of funny. We'll keep him to hang out with you. So.
No, like nobody wants to see me, so my schedule was the only one that was open.
Oh, well,
but it's
so basically they did shove me with you. Damn.
That's right. It's a wild story. 'Cause, I mean, to tell it, it sounds like a book or a movie.
It was a weird whole situation around it and all. So it happened back in 2012. Was just coming out of church, and it was an interesting day because this is prior to law school, and I had been going through some things in life, just trying to figure out where I'm going, and really fighting to get into law school and trying to get that all going. And that morning I had went up for prayer, for prayer at service, and I was like, Lord, I'm really needing direction in my life right now. I'm fighting for law school, trying to get in there, and everything seems to be pushing against that. Where do you want me? Where am I going at this time, Lord? And so after church, we're leaving the service, and I had just recently gotten my new modified van. It's, with my ramp and everything set up for me. I get in there with my power chair and everything. Prior to this, I was never able to bring my power chair to church because I would have to go in a manual chair to go into a car in which I would climb into and then be able to get into a manual chair to get back into church. So I was just like one of the, I think it was like maybe the second time we've taken it to church, and I was able to get into the ramp and stuff like that. So we just had the van, was excited about that. We're leaving the service and pulling up to the van, and the ramp's coming down, and it's just me and my father, and all of a sudden we hear tires peeling out, like out of nowhere, like in a parking lot, and we're thinking, okay. And I turn my head, and there's a Buick. Big old Buick. We call them the boat cars of hell. Because it ran right back into us. We were not in a car, we were pedestrians. And my dad was launched up into the air. He did a couple flips up in the air. This is what I was told, because I didn't see it, because I was being chucked through the air myself. My power chair took the brunt force of the car, but they say that's what saved my life. Like a 350-pound wheelchair. And at that time, I was about 250, 270 pounds.
So that was when you were...
That was my heaviest.
Yeah, okay.
And that's over 500 pounds that this car just launched.
Wow. And your dad.
And my dad.
Yeah.
And my dad. And on my power chair, it was just wrecked. I mean, it was wrecked. One of the main frame bars was snapped. I mean, and it was just launched, so we were thrown out into a retention pond. And there was water. Thank God I did land face down, but it was not enough water that it would have drowned me. So I'm on the ground. My dad knocked out. My dad passed out. And I'm conscious, but this is me remembering, I'll try to remember all, but we're in the ground, and Dad wakes up. Dad's like, who the fuck, who the hell? And I'm like, Dad, relax, we're in church. I know you just got hit by a car, but we're in church. And the pastors are walking out. Oh, and then even better on top of that, the force of the car hitting me pulled my pants down. I am laying in the freaking retention pond in my boxers. My monkey boxers. Because that day I decided to wear monkey boxers.
Curious George?
I'm not sure, I can't remember. But they were just monkey boxers. And I'm thinking, at that time, I think I was a little bit more embarrassed of the fact that I was in my boxers than the fact that I just got hit by a car.
Okay, I always thought, when you told me the story, that you were bare ass.
No.
So you said,
oh, hell no. I was not bare ass.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I was not bare ass.
You're in your monkey shorts.
I was in my monkey boxers.
Right.
But he wakes up. He landed in the Superman pose. My dad landed in the Superman pose. So his arm, his femur. What's this up here? It's the.
Which one? You're talking about?
Is this the.
No, that's the humerus.
Humerus? Okay.
Yeah.
Humerus was in a Z shape.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, lightning shape because it snapped going down. He had punctured ribs, punctured lungs, broken ribs. My elbow was Jack, I got all hit on my left side. My dad got all hit on the right side. My elbow was shattered. Most of it was on the lower. My hip is completely shattered. I have like pins and plates. So I'm like cyborg as it is. And then my femur was broken. So I have a rod shot through my femur. But they don't know how we didn't die because it just kept going. And then the car got stuck in the freaking the retention pond because it just kept going. Oh, it kept going. The car fucking kept going.
Oh, man.
Was this somebody that was at your church?
Elderly gentleman who just shouldn't have been driving, unfortunately. And we were just surprised to be alive. I mean, it was more of a story than it was just, just everything that happened. It was kind of like, wow. I mean, one of the jokes I cracked was the whole thing. I was like, I went up for prayer, and I was like, at the end when mom and dad are awake, or when dad's awake and mom's not freaking out. Oh, that's a whole other thing. Mom was walking with us. My mother at the time was walking with us, and we were making fun of her because she had heels on, so she's walking slow behind us. It saved her life. It helped her.
Yeah.
If not, she would have been hit too. In fact, the force of the car going by her was so fast that it ripped her dress.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And then then to see this, she thinks her husband's dead, and then her son, her handicapped son's on the ground, facing the water.
With monkey boxers.
Yes, Ray, we want the monkey boxers.
Just had to say it out loud.
I know.
That's all. It's kind of coincidental that you said he's in the Superman position.
Yes.
I said he's a real-life superhero. He is a real-life superhero.
He is. He landed in the Superman position.
Can I tell people what your dad did?
Oh, yeah.
He was a firefighter.
EMT firefighter.
For my kids, he's a real-life superhero.
Yeah.
And he lands in the Superman pose. And what am I wearing today?
Superman!
How coincidental is that?
Right.
And we got Spider-Man over there.
Yeah.
All right.
Superman
would kick your ass, by the way.
He would. This guy's in a different comic universe.
Right.
It is, yeah.
But she had just watched her husband. She thinks he's dead. But the thing was, as I cracked this joke, I was like, so this is not the direction I was talking about, Lord. I didn't want to get hit by a car. I mean, I have to pull a joke. You got it. At that moment, And then I'm like, I moved my hip, and I was like, oh, yeah, it's broken.
Oh.
I feel it grinding in there.
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And so, as far as, you have a great amount of faith. You're a religious individual. Christian.
Yes, sir.
Did you ever come at that point to, did you struggle with your faith? Did you struggle with your religion? Or, because from your perspective, it sounds like, that just strengthened your relationship with the Lord.
I mean, yes, completely. I mean, how else am I supposed to be here? If I did not get deep delve, but that's my life. I mean, I should not be here. I've had so many times where I should have been dead.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have, according to the medical profession, I shouldn't have lived past 2 weeks from my birth.
That's right. Yeah, we forgot to talk about that. When they diagnosed you, they didn't give you very long to live. Right? Which, think about your parents. I mean,
well, that was really, my father told me, that was really one of the things that brought him to the Lord was he was so broken. I mean, part of my testimony is the day that I was born, the nurse who brought me out to my father, he brought me out. I was in a bunch of rags, and he said, the guy goes to my father, would you like to see your son? And my dad goes, yeah. And he goes, here. And my dad's like, where? And it was the rags. I was so small. I was tiny. I was a tiny little baby. You want to tell? I'm skinny now. I used to be a fat mother.
He fell in love with you instantly.
Oh yeah, it was just it was not that. It was just the thing was it's just like wow.
No. I'll tell you right now.
Yeah.
As a father.
Yeah.
And I told you this before. I never wanted children.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, kids.
he loves you. He really does.
I never realized. I never wanted to get married. I never wanted to have children. I wanted to Charlie Sheen it up. This was when Charlie Sheen was cool.
Yeah.
Before HIV. So, I rethought that. But, when I had my first son, Brandon, I never understood what love at first sight was.
Yeah.
And so your dad fell in love with you instantly.
Yeah.
As soon as
Yeah.
I
It was that
exactly
It was that protective kind of like, this is my son, and I don't care what's going on.
Right.
I'm going to care for him.
But you know what's even cooler?
Mm-hmm.
You know, you saved your father's life. You did, obviously. Think about that for a second. You brought him to your God.
Yeah.
You saved him.
I don't want to put it that way. It could have been that, and it could have been a number of things.
No. Your God used you as a shining light. Think about that.
It could be.
To save your father. That's beautiful.
It could be, and I praise my God for that. For God to do that, to use me, my testimony, my life, my struggle, my hardship, in that way to touch anyone's life. And that's when you ask that question, the whole, have you ever had that hard time where you're like, why? Yeah, of course, everyone's gonna have that why time. But my thing is, what did I take from that why time? Yeah, I'm physically disabled. Yes.
Now, was your mother? What? Was your mother always saved?
For most of her life, from what I've known, yes.
So just think about it from your parents' perspective. Your mother is, trying to bring your dad to the Lord.
Yeah.
And it takes you.
Uh-huh.
And think about you from a perspective. This is all I'm thinking. When you talk about the Christian religion and being a shining light, right? You think about candles and light, light into the darkness type of thing. That's what you are. That's why you talk about being an advocate. Think about that. And that's the beauty in you, Rocky, is that you are a shine. You're a great guy. You're awesome. You're an awesome guy. And I love you to death. You are a light in this world. You bring so much positivity. You have such talent. You have great talent.
Thank you.
And you share it, and you really brighten up everybody. From working with you and being your friend,
well, thank you.
Always lighten up the room. Well, don't thank me.
I appreciate. No, thank you for the words. Well, I appreciate the kind words.
But you do. You come in, and the whole room lights up.
Well, but to me, that's just me. That's the thing. It's like I
don't get cocky. I mean,
no. What an ass. Now you just mean ass. Now you just mean ass.
No,
I'm just saying what I'm meaning is just that's my personality. I'm not doing anything in particular. That's just that's who I am. That's how I am.
But that's what makes it even better. Is because you don't have to do anything. It's just who you are.
I mean, the thing is like, yes, I could sit and focus on the negative, and I do that alone. But why do I want to go and do that in front of other people?
That's right. And that's a good point, because when we first discovered that my son was disabled. Oh, let me check here.
What's up?
Oh, I gotta fix this.
Sorry, technical difficulties.
So, when we first discovered that my son had a disability, my wife broke down. And that's what I want to do. Break down. But you come to a point where you say to yourself, what do? Where do you go? Do you just give in and just pity yourself and pity your kid? And also, what kind of example are you setting for your kid?
Yeah.
And is your kid going to do that? Probably at some point in his life he will, right?
Yeah.
You know that.
Yeah.
But you have to move forward. You have to find the positive.
Yeah.
You have to find what you can do. And then just go and fucking do it. Live your life.
Do it, yeah.
And enjoy it, right? So,
I mean, we get one life. You get this life here, then wherever you believe you're going to. But I believe I've gone to a heaven, but you have this life, live it as you're going to live it. I'm living it. You gotta live it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and I thank my parents for having that positive. Yes, we had hardships, but if they didn't push me, I wouldn't have pushed myself.
Yeah, that's
and
a good point.
I needed that to be the advocate I am today. I needed that advocate when I was younger. My parents, my mom, my dad, my brother, my family, those in my life that were my biggest influences. Those were my advocates.
And so you took a sabbatical from law school.
Yes.
That you're still
for health reasons and a lot of things.
Right.
Yeah.
And, for a little while you weren't working. Now you're working.
Yes.
What are you doing?
Due to COVID, I work from home. But yeah, I work from home. I work for a call center. It's a junking company.
Uh-huh.
And we do called Junk King. And we do furniture removal, all kinds of stuff. It's what they call a junking company, and I work on the call center, and so I set up appointments, set up when people want to have their items removed. So it's a really great job to work from home, get to sit on a phone and take calls from individuals and help people get rid of their items. And it's something that I can do and be able to be productive.
No, that's awesome.
I love it. And it's been a blessing in my life. Great company, great people, great, just a good, though we're not in the same states, we still have a family environment because we do the Zoom meetings and stuff like that. So it's always great. And it's a good community to have when, everyone's still feeling alone because of COVID. You still have that community. So it's great to be able to work.
Now, do you plan on going back to law school?
Yes.
Okay.
Now I'm already back in the process of getting, transferring credits and all that. Fun stuff, but yeah. I need to finish. I'm determined to get this done. There's no point of putting myself through that much of torture to not get it all the way done.
And so what do you want to do with it?
My main goal is to be a disability advocate, ADA law. Where? Not sure yet, but I have a heart for disabilities. I've always have been. I've always had to fight with it. So, and I know that not everyone has. My thing, and this I guess will be my slogan or my whatever until the day ends, day I'm gone, is I've always had that advocate, but not everyone has an advocate.
Right.
So I want to be able to be that one advocate for those who don't have. Not everyone has a mother like I have. Not everyone has a father or a family like I have. Some have to do it on their own. I personally am fucking frightened at the thought of having to do what I did, everything I've dealt with in my life, to do it alone.
Oh yeah.
It's a terrifying thought to be, because as independent I want to be, an individual with a disability will almost always be reliant on someone else.
And that's going to make you a better advocate. And humans just, let's just say this. It doesn't matter if you're able-bodied or if you're disabled. Humans cannot do anything alone.
No, we are meant to work with each other.
Right. I think COVID showed that pretty clearly. We need people. We need to socialize. We need to live with one another to have a fruitful life. What do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
it.
I mean, I wasn't thinking about that at the time, but
you were thinking about that hot librarian chick, glasses, right? You got it.
Yeah.
Okay, but yeah, I think that's going to make you a better advocate because you're gonna be able to not only advocate for them, but actually be able to express what they may be going through, or what they might eventually go through.
Yeah, or what they're feeling, what they're thinking, what's going on. You can't advocate for someone if you haven't lived in their shoes. You can't help someone if you don't know what they're going through.
Okay, all right, I like it. That's a great idea. Are you going to go off on your own as an advocate?
Eventually, yes. I don't think it'll be something I would start off on my own. Where I want to start, who knows? I've been part of organizations like Able Trust and. I've been had people help me from disabilities rights, so I know people in different areas that maybe I can connect with. I just don't where the future holds and what may happen, but I know where my heart lies. Where I want to do is definitely disability advocacy.
Okay.
Where that may hold, and where it happens, and who, don't know, but
all right, that's good.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what we also need to talk about?
What's that?
Is that sweet, loving voice of yours.
Yeah.
That
very white voice.
Don't do it to me, man. I'm married.
No doubt, you're a guy. I'm not a dude.
Well, it just sounded like you were coming off at me like that.
Well, you were over here talking about my sultry voice, bro, so it's a little bit...
Well, we're going to be inclusive of everybody here.
Oh, yeah.
But, oh, no. We're in trouble now. Alright, as fantastic as you may want to be. No, I'm joking. Listen, you have a great voice.
No.
Are you going to do anything with that as far as musical?
I sing, I sing every night on karaoke nights. Not every night, every Thursday nights. I love music, and if I got discovered or if something happens, like, yeah, I like it. My thing is it's a career that you need to really push into, and that's not what I don't want to take something I love and make it something I hate.
Are you still singing in church?
Yeah,
that's great.
Yeah, I'm always whenever I'm able to get on the stage to sing in the church, I sing. Whenever I love singing. Music is. You want to know why half the times I'm happy? Music.
Is that what it is?
I've always been a singer, and when I'm bored, I'll start singing to myself on my own personal radio. Yeah,
I'll just be in the waiting room, just
exactly
singing it up.
But I do that all the time.
Yeah,
and
people love that.
Some.
No.
Oh, I have stories.
Do you?
Oh yeah, I've got some great funny stories.
Some old crockety man.
Yes. Cratchety. Yeah. So you get those where like even I'm not the one to boast, but if for those everyone says I sing fine, I sing good, I appreciate it. But you still get those who you're like.
What do they say?
Well, there was this one story I would like to share when people say, "Oh, you sing so great! Everyone must love your singing," and I'm like, "Let me burst your bubble." So I was on a cruise, and we had gone off on port, and it was one location that had steps, so I couldn't get up the steps. I'm sitting down waiting for my parents to do what they're doing. They're enjoying themselves. So what I'm doing, I'm entertaining myself. I'm fucking singing. I'm singing. I'm flying me to the moon. Let me play amongst the stars. So I'm just sitting there enjoying myself, and I'm going through a bunch of different songs, and this old couple comes up and walks next to me. I didn't roll up next to them. I didn't get in their space. I didn't get in their location. I'm still sitting there singing and entertaining myself. Not singing loud enough for anyone else. Maybe I was. I am a loud person, but if you don't like it, walk away.
You're Puerto Rican.
I am Puerto Rican. Deal with it.
Your whole family's loud. Just want to say. It's like
watch
my wife's family.
Now you're starting about talking about Puerto Rican.
My whole family.
Now you're watching.
My wife's family is very loud. They just talk over each other.
Yeah.
And they don't even know how loud.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's a whole other story. Let me finish this one. So I'm just sitting there, and they decide to walk off, and the crotchety old lady just looks at me like, "Do you ever shut up?" And I'm like, "I'm sorry." I wanted to be like, "Have a great day," but I'm like, "You walked up to me. I'm sitting here enjoying myself. I'm sorry. Walk away."
You should have told her to turn her hearing aid down.
Yeah, Mama taught us right. Mama would beat my butt if I said something like that.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Mama don't play. Puerto Rican. We were just talking about the Puerto Rican, remember?
That's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
La ley. The law. Yeah, so.
All right. Well, I'm glad that you gave us a taste. I was going to actually.
Oh, you'll get more. There'll be more.
Throw a little bit of a verse in there. So.
There'll be more if you want. So.
Well,
I'm never shy at singing.
No, I know. But it's a great voice, and that's what most people really enjoy.
Well, I appreciate
your optimism in your voice.
And then I love to share that. Like, if you want to hear it, you want to listen, go for it. Like, I'm going to be singing no matter what. You like it, you like it. You don't like it, you don't like it. But to share that talent with people is great, because on top of that, most people don't know. I don't hear. I have horrible hearing.
What?
I have horrible hearing. I've literally had a hole in my eardrum.
How do you... Okay, we just had a whole conversation on one of our other podcasts. You heard it. Where I can't hear music at all. I can't hear music at all. You're telling me you can't hear either.
Well, I have horrible hearing. I have bad hearing. There's a difference between being tone deaf and not being able to hear.
Is that what you call it?
No, I'm just going off of what you just said. I can't hear music.
But you can hear distinctions.
I can, but as you hear, I talk really loud. That's because to me I sound really soft right now.
Yeah.
I'm always loud because I have horrible hearing. I've had tubes in my ears. I've literally had a hole in my eardrum where they graft skinned and fixed it. I've had hearing issues throughout my life. On top of that, I've had lung issues. I've had a nebulizer when I was young.
Mm-hmm.
I've had breathing issues. I've been in breathing machines when I was young.
But that's why singing is so beneficial for you. Hey, my son Chase can't sing a lick. But he is the loudest little kid I've ever heard in my life.
Let him do it.
And my wife and I are like, oh my goodness, he doesn't shut up.
Yep.
He talks all the time.
But it's so good for his lungs.
It's wonderful.
It's wonderful.
No pulmonary problems whatsoever.
Nope.
And that's what we have to remind ourselves. Hey, he's in a position where other kids with the same condition struggle with their lungs. And he's not struggling, so okay, let him yell.
Yeah.
Let him yell.
Yeah. I mean, you think my parents enjoyed me singing 24 hours a day? No.
But the problem is he wants to get drums, real drums.
See, but that's not focusing on the voice. At that point, you could say no.
No, he wants to be able to sing and yell with the drums.
Let's focus on all four extremities, though.
There you go. Yeah. That is true, Dad.
Legs.
Okay.
There you go.
I think you should just come over here and play this drum set.
Anytime you're welcome to.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, anytime?
Yeah.
You're going to jam with him on the
Let's do it.
guitar?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Slap the bass.
Slap the bass.
Slap the
Let's slap the bass.
So back there, let them bang away.
Can I do the maracas?
You'd have to bring your own maracas.
Oh, geez, I don't even know where you find them.
Music store?
Morocco.
Maracas.
On eBay.
You're just trying to get me to leave the country. And you know I don't have a COVID passport. I won't get back.
You smuggle them back.
There you go.
Smuggle them back. That's a long handle. Where are we putting that thing?
I'm going to leave that one alone.
No,
you, whatever you want to do with that long handle, you do what you do, bro.
You gotta worry about.
I'm just gonna. Oh, shit. Damn. I'll just make sure I wear my monkey boxers. That's all. No, the whole time, every time I've heard you tell that story, it's always like
you thought it was Nick. I'm wondering if you just wanted me to be bare ass.
No,
man.
you just made it sound like that. That's all. I was like, oh man, of all things, you have a disability, you get hit by a damn car, you're in the middle of a retention pond, and your pants are off.
That still sucks to be in your boxers.
I'm sure.
Very fucking embarrassing.
I'm sure.
Hi, guys. I'm just getting hit by a car and I'm sitting here in my boxers.
Well, and what's amazing about that is your dad, punctured lung, broken ribs, his humerus is broken, and he manages to wake up and start yelling about the car. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, and it doesn't stop. And then on top of that, we're in the ambulance. And they couldn't get us to ambulance, so they shoved us both in one ambulance. And I'm trying to calm him down because we all know with pain, the more you stress, the more you tense up your muscles. You're like, so I'm just like trying to get him to relax. And I'm like, okay. So I start singing Amazing Grace. Starts crying.
No.
Yeah. And we got him relaxed though.
Yeah. And he's a tough guy.
He is.
He's a real.
But I mean, imagine you just got hit by a car.
Yeah.
You're thinking you could have died, and now your handicapped son's over there singing Amazing Grace.
But that's my question. Of all songs, you're singing Amazing Grace.
It was just what popped in.
It's just one of the most common songs played at funerals. That's all I'm asking.
Oh. Wow, no. I was thinking more of a Amazing Grace, we're freaking still alive.
Okay.
I'm
just wondering the choice. I'm like,
God, Ray, they got a positive side.
That's why we love you, man.
So no, but it was just, there's moments where you need to focus on something else. I was like, just focus on something else, damn it. So
you're calming your dad down. That's awesome.
Yeah, but yeah.
All right. So right now you're working full time, right?
Yeah, full time
from home, which is awesome.
Yes, I love working from home.
Yeah. And you're planning. When do you plan to go to law school again?
I'm just waiting to see where I get into. I'm have to reapply. So
you're not gonna go to the same school.
That's I won't get into that. I won't get into.
Is it gonna be more local?
No, I'm actually looking online.
Are you?
Yeah, there are a lot of schools are now opening online.
And do you plan on staying around this area, or do you plan on leaving?
I don't know. I'm saying what the world has for me at this point regarding. I'd like to stay here, but I'm most likely going to be where my family goes.
You find a cute girl, you just go anywhere.
That too.
Yeah.
Single, by the way. Just saying.
Yeah. Well, remember, you can't be a teddy bear.
Why?
Because girls want what they can't have. We talked about this.
I understand that. Well, but that's just who I am. So you're gonna have to either love me for who I am, or you can get a douchebag. Go deal with the douchebags.
The douchebags are the ones that get.
They can have them.
They get the money.
They can have them. I'm not going to be a douchebag. Sorry.
Yeah, well.
Not me. I tried.
I'm
Can't.
I'm just saying, don't you agree? For the most part, people want what they can't have.
Oh, yes.
They do.
And,
Absolutely.
and women, like, you're a sweetheart, you're a teddy bear, they go, oh, he's too nice. He's a sweetie pie, he's like my brother.
Yeah.
And then they look at the asshole over there, like, with the Kevin Federline, with the monkey shirt. The monkey shirt.
Monkey shirt.
The muscle shirt, you know.
So I have the monkey boxers and he has the monkey shirt. What are you trying to say, huh?
But I'm just saying.
Apparently.
Play hard to
monkey shirt.
Play hard to get. Play hard to get. Tell that librarian chick that she's dumb.
Oh, yeah.
And
You're dumb?
She will be all over.
Oh, apparently. I don't understand that. I don't understand that with people. Let me bring you down. Let me tear you down to the smallest portion that I could do, and then you're gonna freaking like me.
That's right. That's
I
how
heard a
Sam
theory
Kinson.
about that.
Ninja
I don't remember who it was, but somebody had a theory, and I kind of liked it.
I want to know. It might help.
So think back, or go back to way back, kindergarten, first grade, or whatever,
yeah.
probably kindergarten.
Oh yeah.
Little girl comes home. Mommy, the boys are picking on me.
They like you, Susie.
Oh, they do.
Why do they have to say?
What do you mean they like me? Well, they're picking on you because they like you. So they're treating you badly because they like you.
So I gotta okay. I'm gonna just start
So
treating the girl I like bad.
They learned that from a young age.
Yeah.
And then they naturally grow up and get into the guys that are assholes.
And the boys that are sweet to little Susie, mom's like, oh, he's such a sweet friend.
Yeah. No, that's how it was for me. I won't lie. I was the good guy, good friend.
Yeah.
It happened.
You gotta be a little bit of a devil.
Apparently, God,
steal a car, take him for a joyride. They will hate you in a heartbeat, man. They'll be all over. You can't get them off.
A car.
Yeah. Just a recommendation. That's all.
Well, he is the only one married at the table.
That's true. That's true. I mean, I'll tell you, man. I have when I'm trying to get, my wife, in the mood.
Yeah.
And I mop the floor, I wash the dishes, I vacuum, I do the laundry. Nothing. Hey, honey, you're beautiful. You've heard me tell the story.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell my wife every day, she's beautiful. Man, you're beautiful. She kind of ignores me, whatever, blah, blah, blah. My son comes in, he just goes, Mommy, I agree. And she goes, oh my God, that is the sweetest.
Well, because that's coming from her son.
Brandon. But he doesn't even know what I said. I could have said, monkeys have balls on their forehead.
Exactly. It's so much more adorable, but coming from a little child.
Yeah, he takes the credit. He just steals the fucking credit from me. And my wife doesn't care.
I had a dog all throughout college, and he did the same thing.
Well, hold on. Let me finish.
Oh, good, sorry.
So I get flowers, I get chocolate, I take her out on a date. I'm like, obviously I take her out on a date, I'm gonna get laid.
Nope.
No. But the moment I ignore her, the moment I'm not paying attention to her, the moment I'm doing something else or whatnot, she's like, how come you're not giving me any attention? She's like, are you mad at me? Is there something I did wrong? And all of a sudden, it's a good night. It's a great night.
Cool.
And I've talked to her, I've approached her about this.
Yeah.
I've talked to her about this. She goes, no. I've done this like 4 or 5 times. And I'm telling you, every time I ignore her, it works like a charm.
That's so frustrating.
It's awful. It's awful. But every time I do the sweet thing, it's like, oh, thanks, honey. That's it. Mm. And then she puts on those pajama pants. She seals them tight with those strings. And then I know I'm done for the night.
That is, it doesn't make any freaking sense.
It doesn't, and this is their guy.
They complain about wanting romance and
I know love language. It's always all I hear is this love language crap.
Men are from Mars, women are Venus. You just don't understand.
You just treat them like crap. You ignore the hell out of them, and all of a sudden they want your attention.
I guess so.
And they're willing to do anything for attention. And when I say anything, anything. You know what I'm talking about. That's why that librarian.
Oh yeah,
is so dirty. I better shut up.
Yeah, you might get yourself in trouble.
Yeah, I mean, just my kids might hear this one.
Yeah. Daddy, will we go to the
library? They start punching the librarian because the librarian learned at a young age.
Mm-hmm. Oh my God, that's horrible.
That's a legit theory, by the way, and it should be published in scientific magazines.
Right?
I mean, it should be studied and looked at because I think it holds water.
We all knew what I was talking about.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, you didn't even have to finish. You all, because it makes sense, but it's just so in what everyone says. It's such a ass backwards thought for us because with society we take romance as love and flowers and buy her this and this and this and all this and that. But from what he's saying, it's just the opposite.
But it's true. Everybody that's listening to this, the men are like,
Yeah,
right.
I just hate it.
And the women are like, yeah, he's right. They're gonna kind of like,
Okay, well, fine, women, here we come. Assholes! Assholes!
That's right.
Apparently, I mean, you wanted it. You asked for it.
Yeah, exactly. Women like dicks and assholes.
Yeah.
Right?
Apparently.
Dicks and assholes.
Dicks and
It's hard to
assholes.
argue that. It's hard to argue otherwise.
Yeah, that's true.
If it works, I guess it's
Yeah.
I mean, if it's how it works, it just fucking blows my mind. I mean, I could read literature and like law, theology, and shit like that, but this throws my mind.
You cannot recite them poetry in Spanish. It's not going to work.
No.
Okay.
No.
Listen, you just don't you're being sweet. You're trying real hard.
Yeah,
they don't give a shit about that.
Piss off. Next.
Yeah, exactly. They just put your dick in a mason jar, and you're a friend. Okay, I think there's a comedian that talks about that too, right? I can't remember. But anyway, point is, be a dick or an asshole.
Apparently.
Okay, and then you'll get fucked.
Thank you.
That's advice for everybody. Be a dick or an asshole, and you'll eventually get fucked.
Knowledge is power.
And what's that old saying? Knowing is half the battle.
Yeah, that's right.
G.I. Joe.
Oh my gosh. So.
Alright, man. Well, I think we're good for tonight. We're definitely going to have you come back.
Oh, heck yeah.
We need to talk more. We got a lot of other stuff to go into.
We haven't even hit half of my crap.
I know it's a lot. It's a truck full. No, I'm joking. It's great.
It's about a what was it, a Buick full? About boat car full?
A Buick. Well, I'm just so glad that you came on, man, because you're a special guy. You have a special place in our hearts of hearts. But it's great to have you on. So thank you very much.
Of course, I enjoyed it anytime.
No,
appreciate it.
All right, we're out. Oh yeah.
Don't forget.
Is psych still the word?
Oh man.
That's an old one. That's from the 90s.
No. I don't think
JK.
it
JK. Yeah.
Good job.
JK.
JK.
Yeah.
It's all about abbreviations now.
Just Joshin. No, abbreviations.
Josh.
LMAFO or something.
Just laugh my fucking ass
I
off.
don't know. I'm old. So anyway, yeah, I'm glad that you remind. Every time you have to remind me. It's pathetic.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically, there's a couple things.
Oh gosh.
We want to remind everybody that if you're looking to donate to our Patreon account, or if you're looking to donate to us at all to help us keep this podcast alive and keep it going, so we can have more interesting guests like Rocky here, or be able to help the societies that we support. We plan to donate 25% of our proceeds to Cystic Fibrosis Association, the Muscular Dystrophy Association, and the Spinal Muscular Association as well. And so just go to the link at the bottom of the podcast page or the YouTube page, and you can click that and donate at your will. The other thing we want to do is we want to say thank you. We're paying homage for the full year that we're on, if we stay on that long. I don't know. But we're going to say thank you to Joe Rogan for serving as an inspiration to us. We want to say thank you to Adam Meekins, Greg Lehman, Sean Carroll, and Sam Harris. Those guys have inspired us to start this. This was 3 years in the making. We would love to talk to them eventually and share some of our thoughts and our ideas, especially when it comes to nutrition and physical medicine for health, which we will expand upon that a little bit more as we go. But thank you very much, gentlemen. We appreciate everything you've done and the inspiration that you've given us. And again, if you're looking to help out, the men and women who suffer from cystic fibrosis, SMA, or MDA, please just go ahead and click that Patreon account and donate. Thank you. We're good.
Thanks, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.